Hi, I'm Neal from Living History UK, and today we are looking at the Sandford Levvy Operational Bunker. Now, this operational bunker isn't a conventional one in the sense of a lot of the auxiliary bunkers were purpose-made structures underground and covered over, well, dug, built, covered over. This one is actually an old lead mine dating back to the 1830s. So let's go and take a look. We've just entered the mine shaft now, which is just behind me. So this mine was created in the 1830s to mine lead. However, in 1940, it got requisitioned by the auxiliary unit, who operated here between 1940 and 1944 in case of a German invasion.
The auxiliary units, also known as stay-behinds, were highly secretive, quasi-military units trained in the art of guerrilla warfare. Each patrol, as they were known, numbered on average 6 men, who were all equipped with revolvers, explosives and fighting knives, and their role was to wreak havoc on an invading enemy. The patrol that inhabited this mine was known as the Sandford Levvy Patrol.
So now we're in the mine and we're in the auxiliary operation base. Let's go and see where they lived. Follow me. Although there isn't a great deal of evidence of the auxiliaries actually operating down here, but there is one thing they did leave behind, and that's this concrete slab floor.
The mine has numerous galleries which run above, below and left and right of the main chamber. The patrols stored their explosives and ammunition in these galleries, and a local lad located the operational base during the war, reporting what he had found to the local police. He was made to keep what he saw a complete secret. The photos you see here are of the Sandford Levvy Patrol, and show them inside the base and also training in the quarry, a place where they would test out their phosphorus mortar bombs and Molotov cocktails. Each patrol was expected to be operational for 12 days from hearing the code word Cromwell over the radio. Their role was to cause as much mayhem as possible to help slow the enemy advance. This list outlines many of the items and equipment which would have been stored inside the base during wartime.
Behind me is a shaft to another gallery in the mine. We're not going down there, but it's about a 20-30 foot drop. We had a quick look over the side, and you might be able to see there's a rope that's been linked up into there, so some adventurers have been here before us, but I assure you, I am not going down that hole.
Moving deeper into the mine, you can really get a sense of the poor conditions the men would have lived in during wartime, and need to keep the ammunition and explosives dry and safe from the elements. There is still plenty of evidence of mining from the 19th century still to be found.
Okay, so we've got the remnants of when the miners were actually working down here, when it was a functioning lead mine. So you see this groove here. Originally that would have been drilled into the rock, a cylindrical tube would have been inserted, there's a rod, they'd have hit it, and that cylindrical tube would have expanded, and a lump of rock, which would have been in here, would just drop down, and then they'd take that away for processing. Everlasting reminder of the men who actually worked this mine hundreds of years ago. So we've been going past these timbers down here, these old timbers, which could have been remnants of old bunk beds and storage containers, which we know were actually down here while the auxiliaries were operating in the mine. Now we're at the end of the mine, so that is the extremity of the passageway that we've walked down. We've passed two potential entrances into other passageways in the mine as well, and also 2 shafts as well, which one's about 12 foot deep and the other one's we reckon about a good 40 foot down.
Wow, what an experience that was going down that mine. Although what was left by the auxiliaries is just that concrete floor, or the concrete slab floor, the conditions down there haven't even changed, okay, for the last 80 years. So if that event ever did come, if Operation Sea Lion was to commence and these auxiliaries had to go down there and do the job they were trained to do, you get a real feeling of those living conditions that they would have lived through. And I have to say, they would have been very, very grim conditions indeed. So it's definitely, I've definitely taken something away from this. So, so for me, Pete Neal at Living History UK, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon in the future. Remember, keep history alive.
Your love is like an ocean ready to take sail, swept by current, swallowed by a wave. Take heed, they'll say.